When we first launched Vainglory, it was really important for us to communicate to what we were hoping was going to be our community that we really want to work with them. Community is absolutely central to the game. In fact, if the community doesn't feel like we are responding to their needs and evolving the game in the direction that the community needs it to be evolved into, frankly, we would not succeed. We literally posted a letter in the game. The first thing you would see when you open up the game was a letter from Captain Nito, our chief creative, saying, hey, we're just getting started. Please join us on the forums to discuss and tell us how we can do things better.
Trying to build a community from scratch, and there was really a sense that MOBAs were synonymous with cynicism, with toxicity, with negativity, and we really wanted to see, was it possible to build a community with the foundational elements of supporting one another, of positivity. We tried to kind of exhibit those values from the outset, and the players were so hungry for it. We localize Vainglory into 15 languages, and we do this, not just because we want to make sure our messages resonate, but because we don't want to make assumptions about, what's going to get across in English. We want to make sure that what's important is really getting delivered to the players in the way that's most comfortable for them, so that they can be excited, they can feel connected, and can share in kind of what's cool about the game.
We think about the measurement of our community management activities a lot, because ultimately we are still a fairly small company and there's only so much we can do. So we want to understand what have the most impact on the happiness level of our community.
We have essentially a heat map for all around the globe that tells us kind of, is the community advocating, is it dissenting, is it kind of neutrally engaging, as well as giving us very specific feedback on what the players are excited about and what the pain points might be, and that helps inform the decisions that we make. When the community isn't necessarily happy with something that we've done, the first and most important thing is for us to let the community know that we hear them, that we recognize that they think that something isn't right and that we're investigating it. It's quite common for us to actually hold player roundtables where we get a whole bunch of players on the line and we ask them, what is it that's really going on here? We find that if we assume we understand the problem, a lot of the time you can actually misidentify it. By hearing firsthand from the players, you can first understand where they're coming from, and then ultimately make a decision if you feel like you need to make an adjustment or release a hot patch to the game, or if ultimately you feel like you're going in the right direction, but you haven't done a good enough job of explaining to them why it's the right thing to do.
Channeling our own personal passion into Vainglory and into the Vainglory community has been something that we've done from the start. In our very early days, the servers went down for some technical reason, and we understood that this would take a long time for us to bring them back up, and the community was up in arms. And Evan posted on the forum saying, I will not go to sleep before the servers are back up. And it really helped us show the community just how much we care, and also to help shift the conversation from, oh no, the servers are down, to how long can this guy actually stay up. And in the small hours of the morning, I remember we finally fixed it, and the community all were super happy that Evan got to go back to sleep, as much as they were happy about the servers being back up.
The most important advice I would have for anyone starting out who's looking to cultivate a community is to really develop an authentic relationship with the community, to really be honest and really be direct. You would be amazed at the impact this can have. Most games out there don't have a relationship with the players where you're in a continuous dialogue with them, where you're playing and talking to them where they are. And when they see that, they're like, oh my God, this is really something. Is this really a developer here? Are they really talking to me like this? It forges a bond where then the community starts to feel co-ownership over the game, where they want it to succeed and they want to share it with other people because it's different, because it's special, because it's something that they build an affinity to and start to self-identify with.
And a community is a little bit like a garden. You can't force it. You have to tend it, take care of it, love it, listen to it if you like, and figure out how to grow it. And it's something that takes patience, it takes time, but if you do it well, it's an incredible asset for you that helps you guide your decision making and making sure that you're taking the game in a good direction.